Everybody, and welcome back to Pumps and Hoses prep for our launch party. And why is my counter so messed up? Super Buffo, Rabbit Rob, Norm, what is up? What is up? There will be a little off on that, but at any rate, we are back here on Bloomfield, and we've got lots of cleanup to do. We've got lots of things to get ready for. We've got a launch party tomorrow, and I have no digestate to spread on the fields. What are we going to do? Well, we need to make some digestate, and we need to make a lot of it pretty darn quick. That's what we need to do. But right now, we're moving corn into the corn dryer because, well, that's what we should have done when we harvested the dumb stuff as opposed to putting it in a regular silo. IL Medic, welcome. Welcome. So today we're going to build a biogas plant. We're going to build out some manure separation facilities. We're going to get some stuff prepared because tomorrow night we have a massive amount of digestate we need to put down because all our fields need prepped for seeding and planting. All our fields need digestate. Every single one of them. Chaffing grass? No, thankfully we already have a ton of silage over there. So we have silage. In fact, we have 653,000 liters of silage in our fermenting silo. We've got a couple 100,000 liters of silage in our horizontal bunker silo. We also have some slurry for our pigs. We have 105,000 liters of slurry for our cows. We have some manure for our cows also saved up. So we've got that working for us. So once we do get the biogas plant built out, we are going to be basically hauling silage over to the biogas plant. We're going to be hauling liquid manure, slurry, over to the biogas plant to get that rocking and rolling. We're also going to be making some separated manure because why not? We might as well follow up the slurry with manure spreading until we run out. Just triple up on everything. Farmer G, welcome. Welcome, sir. We're slowly compiling a list of mods that are not going to work well with pumps and hoses. I saw over at the Creative Mesh Discord another one was identified earlier. That is something to be aware of, is if you are running with a massive mod folder, there may be things that you're going to have to decide. Do I keep this mod or do I excise it and make use of pumps and hoses instead until possibly an update of one or the other? That's right, Cal. That's right. Choices. FS15 band, welcome. Chad goes out camping. He goes fully equipped. Let's see how much more is in here. 13,000, and that'll empty that out. That going. We also have a lot of sorghum we're going to sell today because, well, now is the best time. No, January is the best time. We'll sell that next month, not this month. We're going to get rid of some of this barley. We don't need all this barley hanging around. And we're going to get rid of some of this corn, but again, we're going to keep some around because that's how we are feeding our pigs. We're feeding our pigs with barley, corn, and then the potatoes that we put in there. Why on earth do you need the engine running to unload a gravity-fed trailer? I don't know. I don't know. Makes no sense to me. None at all, but anyway. That there. Let's get this moved. We're going to put this back over to our silage pile because we're going to be making use of that very shortly. Blistering 3 miles per hour. Gonna have to remember Chad what his icon there is. YouTube icons are so small you can never tell what they are. But we've got the cornfield here. We need to pump and hose. We have our wheat field we need to pump and hose. We could manure spread our grass. We got a barley field, an oat field. All types of fields. There we go. What do you all think so far of pumps and hoses? What you've seen on this channel, what you've seen on other channels? I think Rabbit Rob said that it gave him a whole new outlook on life, and well, he might be contemplating a new career change as a result of pumps and hoses. It's kind of amazing how one DLC might affect a man forever that way. Oh, FS15 banned. Well, maybe you need to uninstall games you don't play very often. That might work. Maybe decide which mods you definitely do and don't need. Chad, I was going to ask you, what's your icon? Everybody, and welcome back to Bloomfield, Canada. We are making preparations for our Pumps and Hoses launch party that we are going to be doing tomorrow night. That is right, people. Pumps and Hoses is literally, quite literally, 27 or so hours away from release. Can you believe it? Jacer, welcome, sir. Gave you props for helping me figure out what code generation, because, you know, my little brain was not piecing the words together properly. Oh, it's the front grille of a truck. You know, the chat icons are so darn little. Now I think I see it. I think I see RAM. Now I see RAM in there. Makes a little bit of sense. Let's see here. This has barley. We're going to keep that barley there. Corn. We're going to pull some more corn out. But before that, we got to figure out where the heck our little side-by-side is. You know, when in doubt, tab around. We'll find it. There it is. There's our side-by-side. We got, what's that, straw? What's that, straw? Straw? Yeah, okay. We'll use that over at the cows anyway. Speaking of cows, let's take a shortcut. Just send it off the cliff. That's what we do. But you need a lot of money? Well, it's a little expensive, yes, to build out a biogas plant, but something that I am remiss in showing the last few times we've streamed it is it earns you quite a bit of money also. So I think that's what we're going to show today too. We're going to show that today. We're going to fast forward into tomorrow and maybe even into January in order to advance and get enough stuff made up, because we're going to have a whole lot of hoses and a whole lot of pumping going on tomorrow night during our launch party. But you could also, I mean, you could build out a small biogas plant and work your way up. Will is in the house. Jeffrey, welcome, sir. This video is brought to you by Adam Buckman and Mark DuPont. Thank you for being farm barons. So we're going to build the biogas plant over here on this large field. It looks fairly flat. I was trying to figure out where we can put it. I was hoping I could buy the biogas plant on Bloomfield and then sell the actual plant, but it is not possible to do that. So we're gonna buy this field over here across the street from the cow farm. It is somewhat kind of centralized also to the fields we own also, so that'll kind of help. We're gonna build it out and a little bit, decorate it up, spend a little time making it look pretty. bale didn't vanish. The bale was grabbed by this silly thing. Oh, some productions into the Emerald Coast. Let's hope this hooks. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We'll go with this. So we need to haul silage anyway. We need this trailer down there. Oops. This is what happens when you re-chat and you've got a tractor with double wide wheels. 20 in the map. 20 productions. Wowzers. Let's see what is the base scheme allows. What's the base scheme allow by default? I know it's 10 animal pins. 32 productions by default? Oh, shoot. Maybe it's 32? I don't know, there's a mod for that. Right, there's a mod to get rid of that limit. What are the two steps? What are the two steps? We have to rot our food and then we have to move it, pre-compost, compost, bagged compost. Are you gonna make it so bad compost is the only thing that's for sale? If you make bulk compost, you have to use it on your fields or bag it, right? And then bagging can have a premium. Bulk compost will be, you know, not that desirable. Good old Dollar General, right? That is a landmark of Will Maps, is the inclusion of a Dollar General. Alright, well, before we go too far, let's put something down here. Production. Separator. Oh, it's too big. Yeah, that doesn't fit there. So I thought about putting it over here. At this tree line. Okay, we need to move that out of the way. Thought about building the biogas plant just right here, but I thought that was maybe a little bit too tight. So we're gonna go to production and then our stationary separator. There, perfect. Oh yeah, there we are. All right, so now that we have that, we can come up here and turn it on. And now it is separating poo from here. Just like that. We're feeling a little artsy today. Decorate up stuff. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, pretty little trees. We're done. Scooter's Workbench. What is up, sir? What is up? Happy Sunday afternoon to all, and to all a happy Sunday afternoon. Hope everyone's weekend has gone well. Hard to say that the weekend is nearly over. Sad times indeed. But this week is a fabulous week because we have not only pumps and hoses coming out, all the new AMD chips are announcing on Tuesday. Super fun times. Super fun times. You get to learn how slow your computer now is compared to the latest stuff. Intel is also announcing new CPUs, 13th gen on Tuesday. So when you get to hear about when you could maybe buy a latest gen Intel chip, you can actually go out and buy the latest AMD chip that, as best I can tell, is going to thoroughly snobber knocker the 12th gen stuff that's out now, and quite possibly, you know, do a little slap of a 13th gen. Fun times to be following the technology world. You never heard of the term a slobber knocker? What? I thought you were cultured. Jacer, I thought you were cultured. But it turns out you've been sheltered your whole life. That's where you get hit so hard you just slobber all over the place. Oh, Farmer G, I think the new AMD cards are going to be pretty performance rich. For sure. Yeah, especially when you learn that if you don't have a brand new power supply, you're probably going to melt yours into a giant fireball with I said slobber knocker. I didn't say snotter knocker. You are confused. Confused, people. Confused people abound. The 1080 does still perform good at 1080p. That 2080 Super is rather super. I heard the guy that owned that before you took care of it. Let's see how much this is left. I'll probably leave that much corn. Too bad you don't see corn in here. Right? That'd be neat. If you saw the actual fill type in there. Indeed. 4K is nice. I've never run it myself. I like 1440. 1440 is nice. I think in a few years 1440 will be the new 1080. .23 and 24 inch, it's a good size for a 1080. When you get upwards to the 30s, mid 30s, the 1080 starts to get a bit pixelized. Let's go and swing this out a bit. You ever say that this intersection is clearly not intended for semis? We just shove that truck over a little bit. Now, once we get this corn, I'm going to start building out that biogas plant. So, what was it? Was it days of our lives? These are the days of our lives. I think that just got canceled, didn't it? Yeah, part of it is the view distance. Usually your TVs you're not 2 feet away from them. Waylon, welcome. Oh, look, Rabbit Rob knows all about this. He's got the whole theme song or whatever down pat. Then he claims he doesn't know, but he knows the logo. Okay, here we are. So we're gonna buy this field. We don't need nearly this big of an area, but we're gonna buy it anyway. Oh, yeah. I'm also going to stand in front of traffic and annoy people. At least their car is red. That's all that matters. Factories. So we're going to put down... So let's look. Let's look at the placeable VGAs. Small VGA is 435, 875, and 1.1 million. 1.2 million for the big boy. Now, these are all in kilowatts. 500 kilowatts, 250, and 99. These are not so much rated. They're rated in... I don't know what the heck they're rated in. This is 425 to 665 methanes. So I think what this means is that's basically how much methane this fermenter will produce over a certain period of time. This is 646 to 1,001 methanes, again over that same period of time, and this is 1,089 to 1,604 methanes, again over that same period of time. $430,000 for this bad boy. So let's see here. This will be the... We're going to go in. We're going to come out of here. We're going to have some facilities there. Yeah, we're going to put it right there. Cha-ching! All right, so that's our master fermenter. Now we are going to talk about how do we feed this thing. We're going to feed it with these drive-in bunkers, and I'm going to put in 2. I'm going to have 2 of these things. For speed. Just cheat. Let's go to this, because, you know, we want to line things up in a nice orderly fashion, because when things are lined up better, they just look better. That means we're going to get rid of this one. We're going to put another one in. That. Oops. Oh, we can't have that. We can't have it covering the sign. There. That works. Okay. So that was how much money? 430 and 189, 79 each. So this makes 1089 to 1604 methanes per unit of time. This takes 1089 methane. All right, I gotta. Oh. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta roll up my windows. It's raining outside, people. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Winders rolled up. Winders rolled up. So what I was saying was, our fermenter makes 1089 to 1604 methanes over a unit at a time. This is going to take 1089 units of methane and convert to energy over that same unit of time. So we're at 1089 to 1604. So this will do 1089. This will do 646. So in theory, if we put one of these and one of these down, then we'll be able to process as much energy as possible out of our biogas plant facility and convert it into electricity. So let's put it right here. And we'll put another unit. Maybe right here. Like that. Okay. So we have our inputs. We have our making energy. And now we need to... We'll put a burner over here just to off-gas anything in the event that we actually have excess. So we'll put the torch there. And we got to come back over here to silos. And now we need to put down our liquid manure tank. That over here. See, it's now connected. And we'll take our separator. And we'll put that adjacent to our liquid manure tank. There. And actually, I want to get rid of... I'm going to move these. I'm not happy with their placement. There. So we now have our biogas plant kind of slapped together real fast. Let's go and decorate it up, make sure it's nice and pretty. Let's see here. Little farm sim life hack. We're going to make our coordinates down at the bottom. As close to, there we are, 360. And then we're just going to use the up arrow. And then the side arrow. Life hack. Just made life a little bit easier. There we go. Let's lay soften, smooth. Level. No. Smoothing. So, what else we want to do? We need to put down silos. We're gonna make some silage out of this eventually. Let's see here. We might move our... We might move that. That means we can level this better. So we're going to come in. We're going to make our entry. We're going to make an entry here. Side entry, we're going to have now. Yeah. There we go. What's this fence look like? I mean, that looks nice and... Looks like a nice industrial fence. Does it not? No, there we go. All right. I have no idea what this construction simulator you people are talking about. No, that's huge. What the heck is this thing? Oh, storage shed with stuff. Where do I put my gate? That'll judge where my building goes. Oh my gosh, it almost fits perfect. Except for the fact that it's got... Okay, we're gonna have to move our gate. It's easy enough done. Go away. overlap with? I have no idea what you're overlapping with, but we're going to put it down right here. Life hack number 2. There we go. Now we have some machine storage down here too. That'll work. It's a little unlevel there. Well, can we level it out? I am moving the gate, silly. You're always delayed. Chat's delayed. We've done that already. Ah, we gotta move the building. Good thing I'm not losing any money. Saying the money's good. Yep, all right. Soften the effects of there. Okay, that's perfect. Doesn't need to be near as this big, but hey, it works. It works. Now that's a lot of storage. There we go. Okay. And I said we'd have to put our flamer back. There, put that off in the distance. I think that works. I think that works. At some point, we'll be able to put chaff in there, grass in there for silage. We have our bunkers we can drive into. We got a ton of digestate storage tanks. And we don't really have to worry about getting to all these triggers because they're all tied together. that's nice. Not bad. Too many trees! Oh, we can fix that with a mod. We'll fix that with a mod. We can't be limited by not having enough trees. Don't tell me I can't put more trees in. I will have none of that. Okay. Where's my gate? Okay, we got that done. Oh, FS Crofter, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty interesting. Now, we spent a fair bit of money, but we made one heck of a system over here. Now we've got to feed it. Now we have to feed it. It's, I mean, the building out the BGA is a new, interesting system. There's things we have to learn still and understand, kind of around the whole sizing it out. But it's insanely scalable, incredibly scalable. You can put one fermenter down, you can put 4 fermenters down, and they're all tied together, assuming that you put them all within a relative close proximity together. You'll see when we build them out, those lines coming out from the root fermenter. So the first thing you have to do is you have to put one fermenter down. That is your root. That is kind of your master fermenter. Then everything you connect, everything you put down in that facility, after that is tied to that one master fermenter. But you can put more fermenters down and kind of add to the system's capacity. So you can add more ingesters, more digesters, whatever you want to call them. You know, the things that put product into the fermenter. You can add more generation plants to take burn the methane and make electricity. Especially if you are burning off excess methane. If you're burning a lot of excess methane with the torch, then you're basically burning off profits. So, as opposed to burning off profits, you should probably okay, so we don't want that. We're gonna move that. Instead of burning profits, you need to burn and make energy. Oh, well, that's exactly why maps like Western Wilds, No Man's Land, Palm Lands, they are fairly popular. We had a couple others as of late. The build your own map maps. Avon something. Avon Lands? Is that the one that Missy B did? Okay, let's get this fed with silage. Or, I mean, like a new idea. A new idea is like on this map. So the biogas plant is over here, right? Here's the biogas plant. It's a really neat facility, and I would love to be able to use this facility. But we can't buy it, right? We go to the lands, this isn't viable. So an interesting and cool concept would be is if I could buy the biogas plant facility and then sell it. Like, I don't want this. I want to sell this facility. I just click on it, sell it, and now I have an empty bit of land here. And now I could build out my own pumps and hoses biogas plant here. That would be awesome. Is I can use this biogas plant, or I could sell it and use the land that was made for the biogas plant as the pumps and hoses biogas. Like I said, over here, you see all of these things. They're all tied to this fermenter. So if we wanted to, we could put down, we could get rid of the torch, and I could put another fermenter here, and we could put another fermenter over here, and now we have 3 fermenters all tied to this production facility. But the way we've sized this is with this fermenter running at full speed, these 2 generation plants should be able to keep up with the energy. So our torch should probably never be used, or very rarely be used. And then we have massive amounts of digestate we can store, and we can separate out manure at the same time. What I would love to see in year 2 of a season pass would be an assets DLC, an American building pack, American style animal pen pack, just more placeable assets. Quite frankly, I think we have tons of vehicle brands, tons of equipment brands. Let's expand this build your own concept even more. I mean, Platinum Edition is going to have some really interesting new production capabilities. Building out a one-time build for a roller coaster. Building multiple boats that we know about. There's some sort of mining production where we're going to basically get ore in order to make metal bars, right? I don't know who you are. You gotta say, these back-end bunkers are the bomb. Let's go in activation. Activate. Yes. And I'll go ahead and activate this. Oh, the dual arrows ruin crops? I mean, who doesn't like themselves a good garden gnome? Sadly, I think an evil garden gnome is just the perfect idea for a Halloween movie that has yet to come. An evil garden gnome, kind of like Chucky Revisited, just garden gnome variety. We don't have a dolly trailer on this save, Schultz. We save that for other saves. Well, now that we've given everybody the idea, we're definitely going to get a Halloween-themed garden gnome. Hellhawk, welcome, sir. Welcome. Jeffrey, indeed. Today's plus mod might increase the manure output, but at what cost? At what cost? A whole lot of additional gameplay changes. A whole lot of additional gameplay changes. We'll take time later to more decorate that up. Silage is in this thing. Why is it not coming up? I think it's not coming up because I hit the HUD. That's why it's not coming up. I hit the HUD. So this can be a little confusing, I think, to figure out because it's different, right? So our fermenter, this is what we have in our fermenter, but this is not what we've added to the bunker. So the bunker is listed here. It is running bad because we don't have a lot of product in there. The co-generation, I was reading this wrong, co-generation plants, not running because we're just not making enough methane at the moment. Our torch is inactive, which is good. And then not all materials are available because we just don't have all 4 of these in You see, we're making 6,400 silage is making 1089 methane and 4,800 digestate. And we have, that's per cycle. We have 24 cycles per month. Now, when we add manure to the mix, we're going to see that change. That recipe is suddenly going to change because now we are combining manure and silage to the process. If we had a sugar beet cut to add, then that would add to the mix. And when we add our slurry that we're going to add, that's going to add to the mix as well. Yeah, if you turn off need plowing, it's just as if if you satisfied the need plowing request. Let's go add some manure and we'll see how that recipe changes. I have to say, these manure bunkers in FS22 are awesome. Right? You want to scoop it up with a bucket? Sure. If you want to load it the easy way, just hit that easy button and watch it happen. You could just run a weeder over it right after seeding and be done with it too. Just remember, we're 6,400 silage makes 1089, 4,800. Now let's see how the mix has changed. Now we're 6,400 and 1,540 manure is making 1259 and 5950 per cycle. So suddenly we're making more per cycle because we added manure to the mix. So if you want to maximize your fermenter, then having all 4 inputs are going to be key. Indeed, Schultz, because then you know you didn't skip any, right? I'm just checking something real fast. Okay. Do I have a tank? Do I have a tank that hauls liquids? Do I have a nice tank? Oh, I don't have a tank. How do I not have a tank? Well, we're gonna fix that dilemma right here. So yeah, soil compaction it'd be a great reason for to be using pumps and hoses because of the reduced weight on the field. You're getting the benefits of liquid manure digestate injection, and you're also limiting your compaction. It would give you a reason to discourage field work when it's raining or wet. We had soil compaction as a kind of a beta thing in 17. And it was really fun to play with and make use of to kind of work through various things like, oh, I can't do this field work or that field work quite yet because the ground's still a little bit too damp. Or the mechanic in 19, we had the ability to lower the air pressure of your tires, which gave it a larger footprint, which in theory lowered the amount of compaction that was happening. Gave you a reason to run duals because again you reduce your physical footprint. We now have different soil types with precision farming. Different soil types, I would think, would in theory compact at different rates. I don't know, that's just kind of guessing. Bergness, welcome. I come all the way down here and guarantee you it doesn't spawn here. Where does it spawn? Where does it spawn? I go and use the mod that puts stuff in places, and I don't know where it puts it. Where did it put it? What's this? No, that's not. Oh, it's up here. Jiminy Christmas. Jonah, welcome back. Not a lot of snake water here, but that's okay. Waves, Peyton. Our Wiles Baton. Thank you for subscribing. Yes, we do. I see you do. What category is it going to be? Is it going to be a 3 when it hits Florida still? Or a 2? pull it out of here? Or I have to pull it out of over here. Well, that means it's going to be heading on the ultimate path. Means we're going to get a nice soaking. When's it supposed to be there? Middle of next week? We're going to have a nice soaking that next weekend, I guess. Gennaro, thank you for the sub, sir. Thank you for the sub. Now your liquid manure is going to dump right into stink water. Your liquid manure is dumping right into our fermenter. And when we check our recipe now, we're going to see that we're going to be pumping out even more methane, even more digestate per cycle. Yes, that's what we're using right here. We're using anhydrous just fine and dandy. Anhydrous in precision farming works just fine. So now if we look at our fermenter, 6,400 silage, 1,540 stink water, slurry, 1,540 manure, and we are getting 1,449 methane and 7,220 digestate per cycle, 24 cycles per month. So our bunkers are okay now, 37%. Our cogeneration plants are not running. Not yet. Fermenters, not all materials are available. That's okay. We got 3 of the 4 are available. And you see our silage is slowly going up. That is because our bunkers are slowly basically processing the material, adding it to the fermenter. It's very similar to how the base game BGA works, but it's exposed and displayed a little bit differently. I think you're going to see when we fast forward tonight, we're going to be making a fortune on this. We spent a fortune, but we're going to be making a fortune. %. Right, we're gonna call that one full enough. Let's go fill this other one up. So is it where is it going to project to hit landfall near you or just in Florida? Of course, you know, these storms are this big. If you're anywhere as close, you're getting an impact, but let's go get some more slurry. That's a pretty big. Pretty big cone of uncertainty. We gotta get Rapid Rob in the cone. He should wear. Oh, the dunce hat. The dunce hat. Should put Rabbit Rob in a dunce hat. So we're at 24 cycles a month. We are at a 2-day month, so we're going to get 12 cycles per day. Right? So our slurry is full now. Down. I think we'll make this field corn, and we'll chaff that one day. Maybe we'll chaff that one day. Do we have any digestate over here yet? We love it. We have some digestate stored up. 1200, 1201, 1202, 1203, 1204. There we go, we're sticking it up. So we come over here now and fire this bad boy up. Start pooping out separated manure from our digestate tank. It will. It's a bummer on that on the solar. I guess you've got too many trees around you. No, it does not. digestate's digestate. It doesn't degrade. So let's check our cows. How much slurry do we have still? 3. All right, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that much slurry for now. We could feed this thing silage till the cows come home. What's that mod that takes straw and makes it manure? Right, we could do that. We could straw into manure and then feed the BGA manure. Do I have... Nope, I didn't put in, Oh, we can do this. There we go. Look, we don't want anybody to mess around with us. I don't know. Who is... I never heard it called a concrete pig before. Maybe that's, translation going on. Oh, so New Brunswick got a nasty hurricane. I don't know, we always called them Jersey barriers because, well, I think they're what New Jersey interstates are made out of. Well, I haven't heard anything definitive. I heard some rumors that somebody was making claims that used some assets, maybe without fully obtaining permissions, but which ones they were, I don't know. I kind of thought the Lizard Logistics looked a little bit like the 82 Studios stuff, but then I thought, well, maybe Lizard Giants made a logistics brand, and that's what that was. A 1988 41. Are you kidding me? What on earth? I didn't know he made map. Will, I didn't know he made map. Talk about the pickup range of this thing. It's pretty incredible. Farm Sim Canuck, what's up? How's it go? Forage tool shop. I don't think I remember that, but that's okay. I don't remember lots of things, but I do hope it comes back. I hate it when maps just vanish soon after release. It makes the map videos kind of like a tease. We are... Bunkers are okay. Yep, we're doing good. Doing great. Making some serious digestate. I want to get this bunker filled, and then we will go to tomorrow and see how much solids we have. We've already got a nice little pile there. Okay, there we go. We're definitely getting it now. Okay. hard to believe a bulk of the silage that we've been putting in the BGA, we actually made back when we did the launch video, the map with map maker, rubber burner. It would be interesting if we had like weather events in Farm Sim. The map maker could maybe define what weather events were and weren't possible. Maybe depending on the area the map was to be in. Do like random weather events. Yeah, hurricane, windstorm. Yeah, you lose product because there was a big windstorm came through and knocked a lot of corn down. Yeah, maybe you have a random event. 40% of your corn is no longer viable because it got knocked down in a windstorm. But then if you didn't have any corn, well, you weren't so much affected. Yeah, but like the map author could say, well, there's 0 chance of a hurricane because this map is spaced where it's landlocked, or things like that. Wildfire takes out crops. Maybe you've got some sort of disease as you've lost half your animals. Yeah. All very good ideas. I mean, surely that would be a scripted mod, so it would be PC only unless it was some sort of official add-on. I think we'll make this the last load before we fast forward and see what we get. Yep, we're running at 87% bunkers. So we're at 277,595. Oh, $600,000. Look at that biogas plant income. 410 grand from our biogas income overnight. Booyah! That's what happens when you build out a massive plant like this. So now our generation plants are running. They are running perfectly. Our gas torch is inactive. And we're still processing through silage, manure, and slurry. So it looks like he shut off. I guess he ran out. He's pooping out. We have 28,000 liters of digestate. That one's nearly empty. This one is still, let's say, full. So while the biogas plant is expensive, right? We spent a fair bit of money on it, right? We put a lot of money into it. Construction costs $4.7 million, but we sold $1.7 million, right? Land purchase. So if we take the land out of there, we probably spent $2.5 million on our biogas plant. And in one night, we made $410,000. So over the course of a few months, we would earn our $2.5 million back, and then keeping that thing fed would be a chore. But as long as we could keep that thing fed, we would just keep racking it the money. So yeah, that is pretty sweet. We're sitting here, let's see if this is still running. That turned off. So we got that running now. Our cows. Oh, we burned through all of that slurry. That's why that turned off. We burned through all of that slurry. For 14,000 liters of poo. Oh, I took out my mailbox. That's bad things. Bad mojo there. Bad mojo. Yeah, you use slurry or digestate to make separated manure. And separated manure can then be used for bedding. Which will then make manure. Which we could then feed into the biogas plant to then make digestate to make more separated manure. So let's go turn this off. Right? Turn that off. It's winter time, just looks so nice here. So let's take this. Where is it? So we can take this here. And not pick up snow. So we can take our separated manure, which came from our cows, from a slurry. And now that we have added separated manure in as our bedding, see there we have our bedding, we'll start getting manure pop out. So by adding separated manure, we're not making slurry anymore. We're only making manure. But we can take manure to the BGA and get digestate out of it and energy. And then we can run the separator over there and get separated manure from the digestate that gets made to then feed back into here as bedding. So you have a little bit of a circle there. Your free bedding makes manure, which you make money off of to then get free bedding. It's showing up over here as our bedding. That's right. No more straw is needed. We can use straw either for our TMR mix, or we can just sell it, or we can just not worry about it at all. We can scatter straw to the wind if we're on PC and use the chop straw mod to get a little bit of a fertilization benefit. Unless we're using precision farming, then I don't think it helps. Will it exists in Maize Plus? Maize Plus, you can bale corn. But it's not quite the same. There are biogas plants in the U.S. Not super popular, but they do exist. Possibly not in the same way that they exist for Europe. There are farms that have kind of methane plants to self-produce their own energy. So we've emptied that out. There may be more biogas plants in the future as various states get a bit more aggressive with clean energy regulations. Ray, what's up? It's not corn straw, it's... You make maize silage with it. You can make silage bales with corn. Doug, this is Bloomfield, Canada. Right now we are taking separated manure that we used, our manure separator here, to basically work through some slurry that we had accumulated with the cows, and we're now using that as bedding. And then we're going to get, obviously, manure out of that bedding. And we will be able to take manure and put it into BGA. Which will give us energy, money. and also give us the ability to make digestate, which we can then either use on our fields or run the separator and make separated manure and get more bedding. So a little bit of a full circle. That's because I think the straw mod is crossplay. So that's just going straight to regular straw. It's a bit modified. From the base Bloomfield, but yeah. How much more are we gonna go? I will run a couple more loads. I got a 10,000. So 4 more loads, a couple more silage loads. That'll probably call it for a day. We're gonna be running American Truck Simulator tonight in our Sunday night convoy night. Mayhem will surely ensue. Tomorrow night we are going to be doing a Pumps and Hoses launch party, because we are pretty darn close to Pumps and Hoses releasing worldwide off the Giant eShop. Midnight, September 27th. Goldeneye is running for the Best Moderator of the Year award. Always incredibly helpful. I like how we got snow on top of the separator roof. That's nice to see. We got some snow on top of the hoses and things. One more load, then we go to 10,000. Oh, Scooter made a star for you. Isn't that nice? That's so nice. These guys are working with a heat lamp. What's up with that? Oh, it's over here. Where did it go? Oh, I'm still over there. Attack of the clones, Will. Attack of the clones. Watch out. You can haul bedding in, I think, anything. Let's see. There's our bedding. Separated manure in just any standard bulk trailer. Separated manure right there. There it is again. Now you will use a manure spreader in order to put it on your fields for fertilizer. But if you're just moving it around, any bulk trailer would work. Sure, you can pick it up with belts, augers, obviously buckets. I think we're going to be able to make, I don't know, we're going to be able to make $100,000 million a month off of our biogas plant. That would be crazy. We can make $1 million a month off of this. So we're making 1440 methane per cycle. And if you remember, we put in, so sizing this now makes a little bit more sense. So our factory, so our fermenter, we get a range. One input, 425 methanes per hour, or per cycle. 665 is the max if we have all 4 methanes per hour per cycle, if we supply all 4 inputs with the small fermenter. The medium fermenter, 646 to 1001 methanes per cycle, depending on the inputs. Right? If we provide all 4, we're gonna produce a maximum of 1001 methanes per cycle. And then 1089 to 1604. We're making right now 1449 with 3 inputs. If we had sugar beet cut, we would get this back up to 1604, right? Then we're going to take that methane that we produce and we're going to burn it off and create electrical energy. So the energy, we have 3 different energy producers. The small one will burn 425 methanes per cycle to make energy. The medium will take 646 methanes per cycle to make energy. And the large one will make 1089 methanes per cycle to make energy. So, if you have fermenter here, makes 1089, and you only feed it silage, you only need this one to burn 1089 to keep up, 1-to-1. But if you feed this silage and manure, you're now making more methane than you are able to burn with this, which means methane will back up. And you could, I guess, have a storehouse of methane. Or, if you want to realistically put in a gas torch, the gas torch would burn off your excess methane. So, you know, you keep things from going boom by not storing a ton of methane around. What we did is we put in a 1089 right there, and we put in a 1646. So we are able to burn off all the methane that this fermenter is going to produce, even if we fill it out with all 4 inputs. So we technically don't need our gas torch. Our gas torch should never fire because we have balanced our methane production at the fermenter with our methane burning at our code generation plants. And then we need a place to store our digestate, which is why we would put in the liquid storage tanks to store digestate. If we are going to use that digestate on our fields, then we're done. We don't really need to do anything else with it. If we wanted to, we could also put in, which we did do, we could put in a separator. And, oops, what do I do there? The separator is then going to make the separated manure from the digestate, which we could then use for bedding, fertilizing on our fields, or selling. The cycle is, there's 24 cycles per month, so it depends on your number of days per month. So we are running 2-day months, so that means we are 12 cycles per day. So a cycle every 2 hours. If we're running if we're running 1-day months, we'd have 1 cycle per hour. If we're running 24-day months, well, then a cycle would be per day. So the cycles are now per month. And depending on your day cycle per month, depending on how many cycles per day you end up having. So a cycle, we're making 7,220 liters of digestate every 2 hours because we're running 2-day months. And we're making 1449 methanes every 2 hours because we have 24 cycles in 2-day months. Probably not for this, because of course it's behind a PDLC file. It's locked up in DRM. So you're not gonna be able to direct edit the XML. You might be able to modify it with an XML intercept or something, an overwrite. And we could put in more. We could add more inputs. We could add more of these. They hold 30,000. 60. We could put this one holds 150,000 liters in. So we could put more of these in. And thus, you know, hold more. Hold more product going into the fermenter. And I think we could ultimately like put one of these down, let's say. I think we could ultimately put one of these down, another fermenter, and then increase our capacity even more to, let's do that. Let's take this out. So let's look at our, we're making 1449, 7220. Okay, now we're making 2054, 1060. Okay, so now we have added more, even more to our capacity. But we are now making more methane than we can burn off with our cogeneration. So now we are at an excess of methane. Because this thing, 1089 plus 646 is 1700. So if we put one of these down, we're going to be back up there where we can burn more methane. So now we're going to maximize our methane again. So you could have a massive, massive biogas plant that is just pumping out incredible amounts of energy. And then all you have to do is keep it fed. If you can't keep it fed, then you're wasting your time. But if you can keep that bad boy fed, right, then you are good to go. A lot of really interesting dynamics to this DLC. Much, much more than just putting slurry on a field with hose and pumps. Right? I think the buildable BGA is probably maybe the most undersung aspect of this DLC. I don't know how much other creators are talking about that, are demonstrating that. Maybe they're spending all their time with pumping poo on the fields. I haven't watched anything. I'd be curious to know from you all. Are others showing off the this buildable BGA and how it just dynamically expands and grows? And yeah, you could have Dome City. You could have this thing pumping out millions of dollars a day in electricity. And it's all keyed off the very first fermenter that you put in. So let's put in our torch. Just to be fun. Yeah, now we're making 10,000 every 2 hours. We're making 20,000 liters of digestate every day. Right? Let's see this. Calculate this out. 10, 0, 60 times 24. 241,000 liters of digestate every month. So 120,000 liters of digestate every day for me. Yeah. All we gotta do is keep it full. So come February, we're gonna have a ton of digestate to use. Well, I mean, in general, right? I think you're dumping electricity into the grid, and then the grid is just magically the grid. Methane's not sold. Methane is burned off. The electricity is sold automatically. Yes. But in theory, the methane is burned off. I'll show one more aspect of this when we unload. Because we have a new production destination. So we can distribute across the biogas plant, our digestate. We can store it, we can sell it, we can distribute it. Or we can distribute across the BGA. Oh, I guess this one's full. I think it's safer to burn it off too, right? Then you don't have the risk of storing it up and then something happened to that storehouse. All right, so let's see this. Watch this. We're at $65,000, okay? Here comes January. $805,000. We just went from 65,000 to 800. At the top of the hour, we just went to 839. And at the top of the hour again, we went to 871. So now we have emptied our inputs. So now we're burning through. Our bunkers are empty. We need to add bunkers. We do have some product here in the BGA. We've exhausted our manure, so now our production is down compared to where it was before. But we're still pumping out and making energy. Okay. But look at this. Biogas plant income for month of December, $880,000. $336,000 in the month of January, and it's 10 o'clock on the 1st. 10 o'clock on the 1st. Big time money. We also built out a pretty big, robust plant here. We got 83,000 liters of digestate in here. Adding a liter digestate every tick of the clock. Alright guys, that's gonna do me for pumps and hoses and getting ready for our launch party that we're gonna have tomorrow. I'm going to be back in just under 4 hours for our Sunday night convoy night. In American Truck Simulator, we're going to have all kinds of crazy mayhem going there. So be sure to tune in and check that out. Here we've got our manure. 1,700 liters of manure from our animal bedding. And now I can go back and put that into the BGA and get some money off of that. As I said, we will be doing a Pumps and Hoses launch party tomorrow night. Pumps and Hoses will release officially on the Giants eShop at midnight, September 27th. CEST, Central European Summertime. That's what that stands for. We will have access to that. Those of us on the East Coast of the United States will get access to that at 6 p.m. Monday night, tomorrow night. So if you have bought your copy from the Giants eShop, if you have won a copy from the Giants eShop, you'll be able to download it as of 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, Eastern Time. If you're on the Pacific Coast, heck yeah, that's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. If you have gotten it from Steam, Epic, or one of the console stores, I have no idea when you may get access to it. It seemed like with the Premiere Pack, it was at the same time or very near to midnight your local time. That may be the case for Pumps and Hoses. That may not be the case for Pumps and Hoses, so it's hard to tell. So just keep an eye out on your store platform of choice for the eventual release time. And until next time, happy farming.